Good morning, everyone. Hello, I'm Lisa with Made to Create with Lisa, and I'm happy to be here with you today for the first day of the Easter Joy Craft Along. Now, I'm going to be live today and then tomorrow at the same time. I'm going to do 4 projects today and then 4 projects tomorrow, and I'm excited to share them with you. I know that it is, I'm basically doing what needs to be done. My room is still a disaster as I am changing everything up. Like, this wall will not be here in a couple days. I'm going to take all of that down, slowly moving along each section in my craft room and dismantling and redoing. We just got this wall painted. And I don't know if you can see this. My husband put this together. And then this wall here is all new units. I will share that all with you. I don't know when. It'll be several weeks. It's still a disaster in here. But today I'm here to share with you the Easter Joy Craft Along, and you're going to love the project. So the kits are still available. I'm doing round 2 of kits. So the people that originally bought them, they've already been mailed the kits, and they've received their kits, and they can start putting them together anytime. But I am doing round 2. So I'm going to take signups until Saturday, the 7th. And you can grab a kit in my store. I have a full kit that includes the stamps and dies. Or you can do the kit, if you already have the stamps and dies, you can do the kit with the papers and all of that stuff, and you'll get the PDF and all of that. So you can still get it. I have the link. I think the link is listed here, but I will put it in the comments when I'm off. So anyway, we're just going to dive in and have some fun. These projects are a little bit intense, and so I feel like I have stuff absolutely everywhere. We'll just take it a step at a time and hope that nothing goes massively awry. So I'm still getting used to this setup. I don't know if this is the official way that I'll keep it, but this is what we're doing for today. So thanks for being here. Be sure to comment, tell me hi. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see your comments. Like I said, this is the first time I've done this setup. I think I need to change a few things. So I will comment when I'm done if I don't see your comments when we're live here. Okay. So I am going to switch the camera and clip you in. Whoops. Now see, I already accidentally clicked a button. Hold on. And we will zoom in. I think that's going to work. I think you can see it pretty well. Hey, I see Regina and Leslie. I don't know if I can see. Write something to me. Tell me hi, and then I'll be able to know if I can see your comments today. But I'm hoping that this is nice and bright, and I'm hoping that it's going to be a great setup for videoing. Oh, good. I can see you. Hey, Regina. Okay, so this is the Easter Joy Craft Along. We listed all the supplies that you would need to go with the kit, all the inks and stuff like that. Okay. We are using the Easter basket stamp set as well as the dies that go along with it. And that's what we featured for everything that we're doing. So a lot of the stamping is actually pretty similar because there's a lot of bunnies, of course, carrots, eggs, you know, the usual, but it's just, everything is so much fun. So I think that this is going to be a super fun time together. Okay, so the first packet is this, and I've already pre-cut all of the paper that it lists on the tutorial that is needed, okay? And we are going to start with our crumb cake card base. Now I'm going to be doing tons and tons of cutting and scoring and all kinds of stuff while we're making these projects, because it is sort of, these projects are a little over the top. Okay, so I have just a basic 5.5 by 8.5 piece of paper, okay? And I'm going to have to fold this so that I can see my score line. Hey, Sharon. Oh my goodness, you're here from New Zealand. What time is it there? Okay, so I folded that in half, and what we're going to do is we are going to cut from the middle score line out to the outside corner. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure that I have that lined up, and then my bottom corner lined up. and I am going to slice. Okay, so now our card front is a slanted card front like that. Okay. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and cut these pieces. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And I'm going to make it so that I can layer it on there and match it. So I am going to slice it this way so that the triangle is the correct direction. Okay. So now I'm going to be able to layer it on there like that. And I'm also, hold on, I have 2 different pieces of the Pretty in Pink. These are 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I'm going to do the same thing. Hey, Bonnie. Oh, you're eating lunch. Excellent. I need to do that too when I'm off of here. Okay, so we're going to be cutting all of these to layer them up. So now I have all of these triangles to layer up on the front, okay? Now, before I do that, I want to jump over to another piece while I still have my trimmer out. This piece is 3 by 8, and all we're doing is just folding it in half. I don't even need to score it if I don't want. Are you guys scorers when you fold things in half? I never do. I just go for it. We're just going to fold that in half. Okay. And while I have everything here, we're going to go ahead and get started and start gluing some things. Now, when I do triangles, okay. Oh, it's already Friday. I didn't even think about that, Sharon, that it was already Friday for you. I am still in the land of Thursday. Anyway, I like to use liquid glue when I do corners, whenever I do triangles, because then I can get all the way into the corner. Now this is a very small border. Can you see how tiny of a border that is? But it just adds a little accent to have that pink. Now there were 3 of us that worked together to do this craft along. It was myself and my friends Melva and Lorraine. And this particular card was designed by Melva. So it is super, super fun to team up with other amazing crafters. Okay, doesn't that look cool? So that is the front of the card. Okay, we're going to be layering that in there, but of course we have to dress this up first. So let's go ahead and glue these pieces on. So this is the back of the Easter eggs. Now this, as you can tell, is like a basket weave design. And so it's really good to use when you're die cutting out the basket. You'll see that later. I have that on several of the projects too. Now I will tell you that this paper is whoops, whew, that was close. I have to layer it on here. This paper is the weirdest paper that I've ever used with Stampin' Up. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's ultra thick and it's really glossy and really firm and hard. I don't know if you have felt it, played with it. It is very odd paper and I have no idea why they made it that way. We've never had paper like this that I can remember. Okay, so now we have built up our card base. Is that not looking so cute? You know what? I forgot to tell you. Okay, so this Pretty in Pink, this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, and then this piece of DSP is 4 by 5 1/4. Now I do, if you don't want to get a kit, I also have the tutorial available in my store. So just go to madetocreatewithlisa.com and you can grab the tutorial if you are missing some of these measurements. Okay, I'm figuring out all my different pieces here. This, I think, goes on the inside. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Actually, I'm going to go ahead. Well, no. You know what? Before I do this, let's go ahead and do some of our stamping, okay? That way, oh, these are the same size. How funny. I forgot. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, whoops, we're going to pull out our soft sea foam, okay? Hey, Beth. Hey, Maria. We have Balmy Blue. And I am first going to do just a little bit of sky. I don't want it very dark, so I'm just going to do some sky up here. And I don't even honestly know how much you'll be able to even see it on camera. I'm just going to do a really light blue background. Can you even see that? I don't even know if you can see that. Same with the green. I think this is going to just be really, really light. But in person, it's just going to add some detail and character to the card to have, you know, sort of some coloring on there. Okay, so it's super, super light, but it does add some depth to the card. All right, so we'll put these away. Hey, Sandra. Thanks for being here, you guys. I think that you're just going to love these projects. But of course, I say that about everything, don't I? Okay, so we're going to stamp a couple eggs. Actually, that was not supposed to be there. I'm going to do them over here. Let's see. Let's do it like that. This is going to be the inside. This is going to be the outside. I meant to stamp that over there, but that's okay. We can recover. All right, so we're going to put some flowers in our grass, and then we're going to put a little adorable bunny. So if you don't think that this bunny is the cutest little bunny ever, you need to reevaluate. Look how sweet that is. So, so, so cute. Okay, let's see. No, I need to put some words. We are going to find, hold on, I gotta find my Easter's on its way stamp. Here it is. I had it stacked up for my next card. And this is going to stamp. Can I fit it? Did I not leave myself enough room? You know what? I don't like that. It's too close. I didn't leave myself enough room. Okay, so I'm gonna wait. Let's just put it on the inside. How's that? So it's not supposed to be that way, but we can do that, right? I have my cleaning pad up there. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to color. So I have my Pretty in Pink blend. We're going to color I feel like I don't want them to look exactly the same, because they're Easter eggs. They're supposed to be all fun colors, right? Okay. Okay, Beth, I keep seeing your name pop up, and I have to tell you something. I don't know why you would know this, so I'll just tell you. My maiden name is your last name. And so it always shocks me when I see your name. It is very fun. So that was my name until I got married, of course. So yeah, it's not a really super common name, and so it's always fun to see when I see your name. Okay, so I'm just using all different colors here. This is Lemon Lolly. What was this one? Was this Balmy Blue? Yep, that was Balmy Blue. I'm just trying to have fun with the colors because they're Easter eggs. So this is Soft Sea Foam. Do you guys like coloring Easter eggs? I know a lot of adults actually still color Easter eggs when they're older. Okay, we are going to really quickly color our flowers. Hey, Christine. How are you? So I want to know how many of you have even thought about Easter yet. I know it seems far away, but just like with any holiday, I think that they come upon us before we're even really ready. And so it's kind of better to just do your projects in advance if possible. At least that's my thought. And so that's why, even though this was kind of early, you know what, this blends in too much. Let's do something else. Let's go with the Shy Shamrock. I have that one handy, and it's a little bit darker. I felt like you couldn't really see that soft seafoam very well. Okay, I'm just about done. I don't usually do this much coloring when I'm on camera. I know that it can get long and people are like, okay, that was enough of that. Okay. And there we are. Now remember, I was supposed to stamp that over there, but I had everything up too high. You know what? I'm going to just start going rogue here. I'm going to just make some grass because I felt like that just felt too blank. And we have a floating Easter egg. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start putting this together. I know that this is just about out, but I did bring it back up. So we'll see how long it lasts me. So this is layering up on the outside. You know what I could do after I get off is I could do the sentiment on something else and sort of pop it up there. That's probably what I'll do since it does look a little bit blank. But I don't have any choice right at this moment. All right, so let's mount this on the inside. See, I think that looks really cute. Okay, and we'll mount this on the outside. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to layer this on the inside of the card. Now, the one thing you need to be careful with, I don't know what this fun fold is called. People usually make up names for them. But I find that the one thing that's tricky is making sure that you can put it, like you want it centered, but you want to make sure that it kind of matches up with this corner up here. Yep, that's going to work. So now I can lay it on there like this. Okay, now I'm going to grab a scrap here because this is totally bugging me. So let's go ahead. Okay, like I told you, I'm going rogue here. Let's go ahead and grab our petal pink and do, well, I was going to do the Easter's on its way. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, we have Happy Easter. Oh, hello spring. See, I told you I need to fill this in. What should we put up here? Maybe we could just do the hello spring. Let's do it, people. So I'm going to peel this off. I don't even need my scrap. See, I tell you, I'm going crazy here. What else do you have to get used to other than Lisa kind of going on her own here? Okay, see, I think that actually looks really cute. So you tell me what you think, but this is the finished card. So you open and open. What do you think? Isn't that fun? So that is our first card with the craft along. Okay, so I need to move all of this out of the way and get my next pile of goodies. So hold tight just 1 second here. We're going to get our next project. It's going to be a 3D project. Okay. I have to bring everything over here. Okay. Now, can you see this paper? Thanks, Lisa. Okay, look at how like glossy and shiny and foily it is. It's just such unusual paper. I'm not talking bad about it. It's just very unusual. We've never had paper like this. Okay, so I am taking a 6x6 square of Designer Series paper. Okay. Now, I am going to score this square at 1.5. And it's also super hard to score, just by the way. 1.5, 2 3/4, 4 1/4, and 5 1/2. Okay, then we're going to turn it, and I'm going to do it at 1 1/4. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see all that on camera, but we're going to, looking for my scissors here. You'll be able to see it once I get it all lined up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold on the score lines, okay, just so that we have it all. You can actually see it a lot easier when it's folded too. So I have owned this glass mat, sorry I can't see the score line here, for a long time, and I don't craft on it very much, and this is going to be kind of my new thing. And I'm finding it so weird to craft on because it's so loud. What do the rest of you think of that? Okay, so we're going to be attaching it like that to make like a cube, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut away this piece down here. Now again, I don't know, can you see, you can't really even see those score lines. Okay, and then we're going to cut out on all of these little score lines because these are going to be our little box. We're making like a little stand-up treat box. I guess I forgot to tell you that part. And so when I have it all cut out, it's way easier to see. Okay, can you see that? Let's see if you can see it better on that side. I think you can see it way better on that side. Okay, so we're gonna put adhesive. Now I'm gonna use my tear and tape because this is just, again, this foil is so unusual. It's so thick that I'm going to make sure, I think that one will be okay. I'm going to make sure that it's enough. And I'm going to peel this off. Okay. And I'm also, bring this back, I'm going to put some adhesive here and here. So just on that little flap there. Okay. You've always used your glass mat. You're right. It does clean up really nicely. I agree, Regina. I just need to get used to it. I've always just crafted on a huge pile of scrap paper that's left over from my classes that people leave. And so yeah, it's not nearly as loud. Okay, so I'm going to line these up and fold this together like that. Okay, look at that. Okay, which one is my adhesive on? Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to fold those in, fold this down, and fold this over, and that's the base. It's cute, isn't it? Okay, now all we're going to do is we're going to like pinch these sides together. Okay, so now it's like kind of becoming like a tall and thin little box. And what we're going to do for the enclosure is I have die cut out of Shy Shamrock, the largest stylish shapes die. And I'm actually, let me do this just out here in the air. I'm going to fold this in half. Okay, and that is what we're going to use to be our little holder on the top. Now I have my stapler here. I'm looking. Here it is. We're going to staple this on the top. And there it is. Isn't that cute? Now you could actually fit quite a bit of candy in there. It looks small. I mean, it is small, but it's actually kind of, let's see, it's almost 1.5 inches wide. So you could fit, you know, probably at least 8 or 10 Hershey Kisses in there. Okay, so now let's dress up our box. So I've already stamped and die cut our bunny and a carrot. and a strip of the grass. This is all in the die cuts. Okay, and I am going to color the carrot with peach pie. Okay, and we're going to do the top of the carrot with the shamrock. And then I know that you could do all kinds of different things with the bunny, but I am going to do this one with some different tones of crumb cake. So I'm going to do some just light. Now, I am not some major good artist, and that's why I love the blends, because they make me look like I kind of know what I'm doing, even though I am not that great. Okay, so I like to do sort of some outlining like that, and then I take my lighter color and I just blend. I know that there's a lot of different techniques, and this is mine. I'm a very simple colorer. Boy, I have seen some people color and they are actual artists, and wow, I love their work, and I've never been that great at coloring. I know there's a lot of people that actually do those adult coloring books. That's never been me either. Okay, so now I've kind of blended those lines in. And then I'm going to add my Pretty in Pink to his ears again. And his little nose. And there he is. Is he not so stinking precious? Okay, now the one thing that I want to do, I've got to find it here. Where did I put it? Okay, here it is. I am going to bring in a little mat that I bought at the Dollar Tree. And I just have a hobby knife. I've had this for years and years and years. And I am going to slice a little piece into his arm. And we can stick this little carrot into his hands. Isn't that precious? So cute. Okay, and I'm going to use a little mini dimensional behind it to give it some dimension. And I'll glue that on there, and look how cute that is. See how it kind of puffs up a little bit when it's when you have the dimensional behind it? So that is something that is super fun, is using the little, you can just get these little mats, like I said, like at the Dollar Tree. At least I got it. I mean, I have had it for years and years, probably 10 or 15 years. I'm sure that they have something like that. Okay, so I just put a little tiny bit of glue on the bottom of his feet and just a little bit of grass. This is not even the full length. I just cut it shorter so that it would fit. And now we're gonna put dimensionals on the back of him. Look at this, I've almost used my whole thing of dimensionals. I'm gonna use it up today. We'll put one on this ear, another one on this ear, and we're gonna stick this to our box. So again, if you missed out on this, I'm taking orders for the kit until Saturday. You can still grab a kit, or you can just get the tutorial if you want to just do the tutorial. And we're putting this on the front of our box. And there it is. Is that not cute? And that was just one 6x6 piece of the Designer Series paper to make that baby. So precious and fun. All right, so let me take this one out of the way and let me bring in the next project. Now this one has a ton of parts and pieces, and you're just going to have to prepare yourself for this one, and don't be mad at me for how intense it is. Okay, because this is a ton of parts and pieces, I know. So I'm trying to dump off all of my stuff and get it ready here. Okay, I'm glad you like that one, Elsie. I think that it's precious. Okay, so this one has quite a bit of scoring. So this is, I do not know a name. I never know names for anything, but this is like kind of like a Z fold, except it's like a triple Z fold. So again, I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm going to call it. Okay, so this is a piece of 4 1/4 by 11. Okay, and we're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Okay, so this is our base. Okay, now we're going to layer it onto it another piece. This is Balmy Blue cardstock. This is 2 3/4 by 11, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/8. And I got to stick this out here. And 6 7/8. Okay, you'll see this a little bit better when I fold all the paper. Okay, and then this last one is 1 1/2 inches wide by 11. And I'm going to score this one at 5 1/2 and 8 1/4. Okay, and I think that that's all the scoring that we need to do, and we're going to layer all of this up. So let's so it makes sense to you, I'm going to start with the card base. Okay, so basically you're just folding this in half first of all, and then this is being folded back this way. I'm so glad you like the box, Darlene. It's fun. Okay, so see, this is just like a basic whatever Z fold. Okay, then the next layer, this is going to fold here and then back this way. Okay, and so we're going to be layering all these up like this. And then the final one that's on the top, this 11-inch piece of cardstock is just folded in half. And then, let's see, this is going to be this way. Did I do that right? Yeah, this way. So then when we have it all glued together, it's going to be like this. Isn't that cool? So it's intense. And so basically now all of the measurements are working toward covering each of these little spots. So again, I know that it seems like a lot. It is a lot, but it's all the measurements that cover each of these spots. Okay. So I will tell you the measurements, but I know that this is a lot of measurements. Okay, so this one is 2 1/2 by 1 1/4. So we're going to, I don't know why that ended up being, that's supposed to be a little bit narrower. Okay, you know what? It's because I have it on the wrong spot. No, that should be right. Did I cut something wrong here? No, this one goes here. See, this is supposed to be a little bit narrower. Let me peel this off a second, because I don't like how that looks. It's a little bit too wide. So let's trim this down a little bit. Do I have it? Oh, that's because, see, I actually measured it wrong. 1 1/4 is what it's supposed to be. Yep. Okay. No wonder it didn't look right. And now this is glued to my paper trimmer. Peeling it off. Okay. Let's get rid of that garbage. Okay, this is going to look way better. All right, this one is 3 7/8 by 2 1/2. And that's going to go here. Okay, and then the long one over here is 5 1/4. You know what? I told you the wrong measurements. Okay, this one is 2 1/2 by 1 1/4. This one is 2 1/2 by 1 1/4 also. These are the same, okay? And then this one is 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. I was like, wait a minute, that is not 4 inches wide. Maybe you shouldn't listen to me. See, this is why you need the tutorial. Okay, so see how they're just all covered, and it's just going to be super cute. Okay, so we got that one done. So let's now do this one. So this one, I got to find my pieces. So look at how pretty all of these prints are. Can you see how it's like that foil, that gold foil in there? So, so pretty. So even though this cardstock is really thick and weird, it's very pretty. So this piece here is 3 7/8 by 2 1/2. And again, we're just filling each little section here. Okay, this one is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And I just tried to pick, I designed this card, and I just tried to play with all the different printed paper, and I just had fun with it. Okay, and this one is what's going to go here, and this is 3 7/8 by 1 1/4. Okay, now you could, if you wanted to, you could fill this whole thing, but this is just going to be wasted. So I just made it smaller because we're going to cover that up. And I just thought, well, why waste the pretty paper if we don't need it? So that was my thought process. See, because this is going to glue on top of it. Okay. Okay, and finally, this piece here is the big one. So this one is 5 1/4 by 4 because it fills the whole back of that card. I'm surprised how much adhesive was left on here. I thought that I was only going to get a couple strips out of it. Okay, and then in the middle, I just put a piece of basic white. This is 2 1/2 by 4 because I was thinking that you could write your sentiment in it. The funny thing is, after I put it all together, I'm like, you know what? This is just, it's just like too, there's not enough room to write here. Okay, this is also slightly the wrong size. I don't like it. Okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and stick it on. It should be a little bit thicker. I don't know what I did there. I think that I messed up my pieces that were on my table. Okay, now this is the same thing where it's just going to be on the top. You could have covered the whole thing if you wanted, but it would just be a waste of your designer series paper. So for me, I just did a little piece. So this piece here is 2 1/2 by 1 1/2. Okay, and now we're going to glue all of these pieces together. So see how that's going to cover that up. So to me, I didn't want to waste all that paper. So I'm going to go ahead and use my liquid glue. And we're going to set this one on here. We're going to line it up all the way to the corner. Okay. Okay, then I had excess glue there. Hold on. Okay, this one I am going to glue all the way. I'm trying to decide like what's the easiest way to do this. I think I'm just going to do this. I think I'm just going to open this up and glue this down like this. I think that's going to be the easiest for me. Okay. And I'm going to line it up all the way along the bottom there, and I want that whole thing glued down. I have glue all over my fingers. Okay, then this piece here is the same. We're going to glue this whole panel down. And the reason that I put this one down is you are seeing some of that corner there. So that's why that one had to cover the whole back. See how you can see some of that? And then this, I'm going to put the adhesive on here so that I don't have it in the wrong spot. And this one will line up all the way on the edge there. Okay, are you ready? What do you think? Isn't that fun? And now we're just going to finish dressing it up. So we'll set that off to the side. Let me put the lid on my glue. And I already stamped and die cut my little pieces here so that we would not be here all day. We do have to color them, but they are very, very fast to color. So just like last time, we're doing our carrot in the peach pie. I'm doing the stem in Shy Shamrock. And I'm so glad you like it, Bonnie. I agree. It's so fun. And imagine like different prints, you know, like Christmas prints, or, ooh, you know what would be really pretty would be like 4th of July prints. I just think you could go wild with all the different colors that you use. Okay, I'm going to use my lemon lolly here. This is the dark lemon lolly to color my little chick. If this isn't the cutest little chick you've ever seen, I just think he is the most darling. And again, I'm using my peach pie to just do his little tiny beak. Okay. We're going to do the flowers in Petal Pink. So I tried to keep like a lot of the same colors that I used throughout the whole craft along, so that you wouldn't need, you know, a million different colors, but you could obviously color these however you wanted. And then I'm going to do some of these in Lemon Lolly. Do the middles. And then back to the Petal Pink to do the middles. And we'll do our little bunny. Now these bunnies, I'm just leaving white. That's what's awesome about bunnies, is that you can leave them white if you want. Okay, now I'm going to do the same fun little trick with this guy. I'm going to have him hold his carrot in his hands. So all you need is like an X-Acto knife, a hobby knife, and you just do a little slice here in his hands. And we can stick the little carrot in there. And it's just so cute. Okay, I gotta find my dimensionals here. I really like having a dimensional behind the carrot. So it kind of just pops it up a little bit. Okay. Whoops. Okay, and then the other thing that we need to do is we need to stamp our words. So I'm getting my Petal Pink and my Easter's on its way. We're going to stamp that there. And then I'm also going to stamp the For You, and we're going to do it just down here. I think that I have a scrap for it somewhere, but I don't know where it is. I have stuff everywhere here. This is too many projects for one desk. Okay, so I just was brave and just did that by hand. Are you proud of me? Okay, so that's just super simple, cut at an angle. This one, we're gonna go ahead and kind of like bubble cut around it. So you could obviously kind of wave around. You could cut this however you wanted. I know some people like to trace their stamp and then have like a way to cut it exact. That's way too much time to me. I'm like, oh, it looks fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and dress this up. So I'm going to get my little grass pieces here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue this bunny. The way that I like to do the bunnies is I like to put the glue on the bottom of the bunny. To me, that's the easiest way to do it. And I'm going to glue him here. Okay. And then this guy, whoops, I'm going to put some on his feet. And I'm going to glue him, let's see, approximately here. Okay. And then I'm trying to figure out, this is going to go like this. So I think I'm going to just, I eyeballed that so I could see about how much glue I needed. Okay, I could use a little bit more glue there, so I'll fix that in a minute. I didn't want to have excess. Let's see. Okay, it's coming together. Let's go ahead and fix this. I'm going to put a little bit more over here. There we go. Now that's not sticking up. Okay, we're going to put this guy on a dimensional. And I'm going to put him right in this crack there so that you don't see it. So cute. Okay. And then we're going to put our greeting. Whoops. I hope you're loving this. So this is very, very intense of a card for me. I don't usually do cards quite this intense, but I just think it's so fun, so colorful. Okay, we're going to put this centered there. Okay, and then this, I'm going to pop that up on a dimensional. And then this one, I'm actually going to put glue on there. And I am going to glue it on this layer. You want to make sure that when you fold it, you don't see it. So I need to move it over that way, just a tad more. And then that's going to stick out. And there is the card after we add one last piece. If you get the kit, you also get the matching ribbon, which is precious. This blue gingham. I don't know if you were around with Stampin' Up! When we had this years and years and years ago. I have always loved that. We used to carry them in all different colors, and I had them all. I loved them all. So I'm going to use a glue dot. I'm so glad you love it, Mary Lou. So fun. I'm going to put this on there. Let's trim that a little bit more. It's a little bit long. And there we go. There is the finished card. I told you it was intense, but isn't it worth it? So fun. So I was laughing thinking you're going to write a sentiment there, but hello, you can't really do that. So what I would advise is taking that piece and putting one back here and writing on the back, or you could even put a big piece of white on the back and write on the back. So precious. Okay, we're making it through this. So I told you that these projects in this craft along are a lot. They're kind of intense, but it was a very, very fun project kit. Okay, the last project that we're going to do today, and I will do 4 projects again tomorrow. But this is the last one I'm doing today. I am going to go ahead and start out by coloring. Okay, so I already stamped and die cut these from the using black Memento ink on the white cardstock. Okay, I couldn't get that out. And I'm just going to do, again, just really simple coloring. I love that with the Easter colors, you could really kind of do this however you want. So that's why, like, if you have, you know, the basic colors from the craft along, you can kind of use the same colors for all the different projects. So I'm using the Lemon Lolly, the Balmy Blue, the Pretty in Pink has been on all the projects because of the bunny noses and stuff and the ears. The Peach Pie is what we've done all the carrots with. So that's it. Okay. So that is all the coloring that we're going to do on this. I don't even think I really need that mat there anymore now that I'm done coloring. Okay. I've got to find my piece of grass. I have yet another piece of grass. So you can see how a lot of the projects, you know, you kind of build them up similarly, and then you just add these adorable bunnies, you know, just on your projects in different ways. So this one, you could, I guess, you know, have him hold the egg, but I just felt like that was a little much. I think that a dimensional is way easier for this one instead of using the hobby knife. I think that this is way easier to do it this way. Okay. Okay, so that is that. And what we're going to do is we are just creating a very, very basic tag. So I have Pretty in Pink here. This is 2x4, and then I'm putting on a piece of Designer Series paper, and this is 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, and I'm just creating my own tag, and I like knowing that you can make your own. You don't have to buy special dies for this or anything. Just make it your own, and I am just winging it. And I know that makes some of you uncomfortable, but look, no one notices. Okay, and then I love this handheld punch. Let me know if you want the link to that. I have it in my Amazon affiliate shop. I love it. You can pick all different sizes on it, and then I just punched a hole. Okay, and all we're doing is I'm going to layer on our little bunny onto the tag. And look how cute it is. So fun and simple. I mean, you could do this so quickly. Okay, so now we're going to do what I'm calling a bunny ear treat box. Again, I have no idea if something like this has a real name. But this is what I'm calling it because it looks like bunny ears to me. So I have a piece of 6x6 printed paper, right? The Designer Series paper is 6x6, so you could use any print for this, but I wanted this to show out. That's what I'm using. Okay, so I am only scoring it at 1.5 on all 4 sides. So that's as hard as it is. It's just 1.5 all the way around. Okay, now again, I know this is hard for you to see, but you'll see in a second here. The one thing that you have to have handy is a stapler. So I have my stapler. Do any of you remember these? I have loved my Stampin' Up! Stapler for years. Okay, so now all you're doing is folding on the score lines. Now I have noticed with this foil paper that you kind of have to be careful when you score on it because it kind of makes marks and scrapes off the finish. So you just kind of have to be gentle with it. So I try not to go over it a lot of times and just be really gentle. Okay, so can you see that this is now like the basic parts of a box? Okay, can you see how that's going to start? Now this is how you make the box. So you take each corner and you're going to fold them up. And what you're going to do is there's a score line here and a score line here, and you're basically pinching them together so that they meet. Okay, and then you're going to staple it like that, and then you're going to like fluff back out this little corner so that it's like a little bunny ear. Now again, this paper is so stiff that you kind of have to work with it. I bet you that other paper that is maybe a little bit flimsier might be a little bit easier to do this, but you can make it work. So you hold it, you pinch those score lines together. I gotta get this to work. Get my little stapler in there. Come on, baby. And then you fluff back out the bunny ear. So what do you think? Is this not so fun? And basically it's almost like, it's like a box, but it's like, whoa, so sorry. That was loud for me, so I'm sure it was loud for you. It shot out of my hands. This is kind of like a tray as opposed to a box. It's almost like a little tray. So you could put this at each person's plate when you had them over for Easter dinner. Isn't this cute? So we're pinching it together. Whoops. See, I keep sliding that right off because it's so stiff. And we're fluffing it back out. And there it is. You have to tell me what you think, if you think this is fun. Okay, so let me show you the finished. I have my tag that we're going to tie around a bag of candy. And then my gingham ribbon that we're going to put a bow on it. And let me show you my finished one, my sample, so that I didn't have to show you all that. There it is. So I have we don't have Easter candy in our stores yet, so I just got little kisses and tied it on with the gingham ribbon. And I put some shreds in my little tray. And there it is. I'm so glad you like it, Bonnie. It's so fun. So fun. So here it is empty. And then there it is filled with goodies. Okay, so we did this. Let me bring back all the projects we made today for the craft along. We did this. We did this and this. So I hope you loved this. So I'm going to bring you back up. Flip you around so I can see you. I'm so glad you like it, Regina. Totally, totally fun. That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking like a table favor. And I think that if you did it like in birthday paper or you know, just have all kinds of fun things you could do with it. So I hope you had fun with me today. Thank you so much for being here. I have 4 more projects to share with you again tomorrow. I'll be live again at 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow with those last 4 projects. So I had my 2 projects today. And no, I had 3 projects today, and then Melva was the other fun fold. So tomorrow I'm going to have some more of Melva's designs and Lorraine's. So it's so fun. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, grab your kit on my website, madetocreatewithlisa.com. Go to the store. Thank you, Linda. Go to the store, madetocreatewithlisa.com. You can get the kit. I'll mail it to you along with the tutorial, and you can make all of these fun projects too. But thank you for being here, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.